excuse the puff on my head. I haven't had a puff on my head since that one party with Diddy in 1999. I'm kidding about that. But that I haven't seen the doc, but that's a nasty man right there. He should stay locked up for a while. Okay, so I saw a movie called Song Sung Blue. I'm going to talk about it. You can like, subscribe, share. You can do none of that. I don't care. Oh, that rhymes. I do care, though. I do kind of care a lot, actually. And then what else? Yeah, you can do all that stuff. And then I'm going to, talk about it. You can talk about it if you saw the movie in the comment section. Don't spoil it for people, but this is a true story or based on a true story. And if you want to learn more about that, there were some quick resources I found online that gave me some details of certain events depicted in the movie. And I think it is interesting if you have seen the film to learn more about these people because they are like everyday people. Shout out to Sly Stone, rest in peace. He passed away a few months ago. Everyday People is a great song. Speaking of songs, the only Neil Diamond song I know I know two. I know the one about something travelers. And then more importantly, I know Kentucky Woman. Kentucky Woman, she shines in her own kind of light. I actually met a Kentucky Woman one time. Nice lady. She was a single mom. Shout out to the single moms out there. You guys are great hosts for men that are coming to town that don't really know you. Okay, so Song Sung Blue. Mike Hugh Jackman. I'm sorry. Mike, played by Hugh Jackman, is a working class musician making a substandard living as an impersonator. He meets Claire, Kate Hudson, another impersonator who is a single mom struggling to take care of her two children and mother. The two have instant chemistry and their love steadily evolves as they form a Neil Diamond cover band that captures the hearts and ears of Milwaukee music lovers. Based on a true story, Song Sung Blue is a well-paced musical slash family drama that retells the triumphs and troubles of a blended family trying to find its way. The first half is an amusing exploration of Neil Diamond's catalog and a couple's blossoming bond. Much of the second half is significantly slower as the couple struggles to cope with an unforeseen tragedy. And boy, that tragedy is rough. Overall, this is a good movie with great performances from the entire cast, but the subject matter is a little too niche to justify a watch if you're not a Neil Diamond fan, or more importantly, not a fan of music in general. You don't have to be a fan of an artist to enjoy a musical about them or a biopic about them. This is not about Neil Diamond, obviously. It's about two people that love Neil Diamond, but the more important part of that is that like you may not enjoy this if you just can't listen to music you don't already know and find joy in that. This movie is pretty good. I don't think it's perfect. I think the pacing suffers a little bit. Once we start hitting the bumps in the road for this family, the mood of the movie changes as it should. But I like the happy-go-lucky mood of the beginning because what it showed early on was that you got two everyday working people. They're divorced, have their kid from their other marriages, and they're just trying to blend their family. They're trying to make it happen, living an everyday borderline, possibly impoverished life. Like they're just working class individuals all the way around. And I think we need to see more of that because everybody's so glamorous in a lot of movies. Love is expensive in a lot of modern movies. Like everybody has to have, the crazy accountant job or whatever job that allows them to do all the fancy things to fall in love. But like these people are just living their life and they find a bond in music and it carries them to unforeseen heights. Like they really do some amazing stuff. And considering this is based on a true story, like I can't imagine, living a life and hitting your second wind in like your 40s. Second wind in terms of love, but also career. And then again, tragedy strikes. We get into a darker tone, and that darker tone definitely hits home a little bit. Not a tragedy I can relate to in any way. But yeah, this is a strong movie overall. I love Kate Hudson. I have never really seen her in anything. She was in Knives Out, Glass Onion, which I don't remember her in. I think she was like some like politician lady maybe. But she has this little cute accent in here. She looks fantastic. Hugh Jackman looks fantastic. Their chemistry is bar none. I mean, they really feel like they're made for each other. And I really appreciate that because chemistry goes a long way in a movie about a family. And the side characters, including the two kids that Kate Hudson's character has, are great. The family and their emotions towards their, I guess their step parent evolves throughout the movie, but it's never one of those movies where you feel like the kids are just being annoying and hating on their parents' love. Like it's not that. There's some skepticism when appropriate, but it quickly goes away as you realize that these are just real good people that have their own struggles on the side, but they're trying to do something that's good for their life and good for their careers, and they deserve to. We all deserve to pursue our passions, whether that be in love or professional spaces. So good stuff here. The more darker themes involve there's some personal tragedy via an injury And there is also some alcoholism being addressed. Now, the alcoholism isn't like it's on Front Street in the sense that it's talked about, but he's not an active alcoholic. He has been sober for 20 years. They say that pretty early in the movie, but it is cool to see how he maintains that sobriety and see how music has played a huge part in that. Speaking of which, there's like these kind of behind the curtain scenes where you see other performers that are just impersonators in their full time positions. That is their career is what I'm saying, and it's cool to see like where people pull from as far as like who they want to impersonate. You see James Brown in the back. At one point, Hugh Jackman incorrectly guesses that Kate Hudson is playing Loretta Lynn. Loretta Lynn was one of the premier voices in country for 40 or 50 years. Unfortunately, she was a Trump supporter, which didn't make sense. She was like very, very much on Front Street about like women's rights and has a song called "The Pill" about birth control and stuff like that. But yeah, people are complex and weird sometimes. But shout out to Loretta Lynn, rest in peace. I do have an album from her. It's one she did with Jack White. But she's a great artist. Who else was back there? They mentioned Little Richard. They mentioned Buddy Holly. Is that the guy's name? Yeah, anyway, yeah, the point is, it's just cool to see how these impersonators keep, in some cases, artists that have been long deceased, they keep them alive in spirit by performing as them. It can get a little bit weird, when you watch the online video of the Michael Jackson impersonator, watching the trailer of the biopic and just completely unimpressed with the person that he never was. Like, it's like, you aren't Michael Jackson, you never will be Michael Jackson, and you're judging a biopic about Michael Jackson as if you are him. But like beyond that stuff, beyond the, what's that word I'm looking for? I can't find it because my vocabulary is limited. What's that word? Oh, beyond the parasocial element of impersonating somebody, it is really cool to see people do this and keep music alive. What else is there? Oh, there was a quote where he says they have some issues. Obviously a movie like this has to have conflict, but there's a point where Hugh Jackman's like, what does a duo do if one of them, what does a duo do if one of them doesn't want to do what the other one's doing? I have an answer for you. It's called Speaker Box Love Below. It's an Outkast album where the first half is Big Boy and then the second half is Andre, and they're doing completely different things. And no pun intended, Neil Diamond movie, they went diamond. They went diamond doing that. So Hugh, it can be done. Hugh, listen to me, Hugh. But yeah, this is a pretty good movie. It's a 7.5 out of 10. I definitely think that there's an audience for it. I think it may do well in streaming. No, it's not going to stream early enough because it comes out on Christmas. So like, I don't know. This might be a holiday season that people watch, a holiday movie that people watch in the future, when it's a year in and you can stream it. But like, as far as its theater run, it's facing some tough competition. You have Avatar, you got the SpongeBob movie coming out. You got other things I can't name right now, but they definitely exist. This is probably not going to make a ton of money at the box office, but pretty good movie. It flows well for the most part, and everyone, including the character actors, is likable. There's not like a villain in this movie. Everyone is just human, and I appreciate that. There's not that like hating ass dude in the corner that a lot of these movies have. I mean, there's hating ass dude in the corners in every pocket of life. In fact, there's a dude over there. I don't want to put him on camera, but he's been hating on me this whole time. Hating ass nigga. But yeah, he's a hand. Hating ass nigga is trademark. Don't take it. If you do take it, I will find you. Me and my puff will make you pay. But thank you for listening. 7.5 out of 10. Good. Don't rush out to see it unless you're a Neil Diamond fan. But if you're not a Neil Diamond fan, listen to his catalog. He sold over 130 million records, and that appears to be a lot. Thank you.